July Market Watch. The headlines have completely flipped. Stay tuned to this episode of Prime Property TV. Promise you, it'll be worth it. Good day, Toronto. Welcome to another episode of Prime Property TV Market Watch. So glad you could join us here. We just got the numbers in for June last week, and they are interesting, to say the least, depending on how you frame it. Overall, the market is very strong and chugging along and at a very stable and non-alarming rate, so nobody freak out. But remember how I said last month, I said get ready to see a complete flip in headlines from the media? Well, it's about that time right now. The June stats that we just received are comparing the lows of 2017 instead of the peaks of 2017 to the current market stats, which means for the first time in a year, we officially have more sales than the previous year at this time. Last year in June, we got 7,000, roughly 7,900 transactions, and this year we cleared 8,000, almost 8,100 transactions. A minor uptick, but what this means is we'll no longer be seeing, oh my God, sales are down 35%, and people interpreting it as prices are down 35%. What a slant some media people put on it. Anyways, round about that another day. Prices on average are up, but that's a bad way to look at it. Similar to what I've been preaching in the last few months, the unaffordable over 1.2 million properties in the 905 have come down in price, and the under 1 million properties in the 4 and 6 have gone up in price, which ultimately is increasing the average price to about $807,000. One odd thing I noticed when looking at the month-to-month stats is there's been a huge, really big uptick in activity for freehold properties last month, especially the semis. The prices are relatively the same, maybe even a little bit lower than last month in May, but there's some serious activity. And activity, I mean transactions. Detaches in the 4 and 6 are up almost 12%, and the semis in the 4 and 6 are up almost 19%. The detaches in the 905 are up 5%, and the semis in the 905 are up almost 22%. So that's a lot more transactions. The other thing I noticed is that the days on market in the 905 for the detached and semis have also decreased. And although it's still in a buyer's market right now because it's under 50% sales to new listing ratio, that speaks to say that there is some activity picking up. Now, keep in mind, the sample size of 1 month is a little bit too small for anyone to jump to any conclusions, but let's just keep an eye on it. But it's definitely a good sign that the 905 market could be on the rise. I'll note these properties are all still within the $800,000 to $900,000 range, which is basically what an above average young professional couple making $80,000 a year can get traditional financing for. No big shocker here. Now, what did shock me this month was the amount of transactions in the condo market that have actually decreased. We're down almost 10% from last month, which is quite a shocker. Now, before anybody actually freaks out, you have to keep in mind what I did see is we also got 7.12% fewer listings than last year, which kind of gels well and kind of makes sense. Prices are fairly stable in the 4 and 6 condo market. A well-priced 1-bedroom or a 1-bedroom with parking condo is still super hot, and there's still bidding wars left, right, and center. Now, last month, what I did notice was there was a studio in the entertainment district in the Bond condo. They broke completely new records. It sold for over $1,300 per square foot, which is kind of where some of the new product in the condo downtown market is selling at on King Street. This is what happens when we have a huge lack of supply in the downtown core, so I would keep an eye on that as well. Some of the things you guys will probably be hearing in the headlines soon are going to be number one, rental rates. This is about that time when they get really high. Last month we listed 4 properties and they got well above average market in less than 2 weeks. Shortage of supply is leading to higher prices. Now, the second thing is mortgage rates coming down. Despite yesterday there was a Bank of Canada rate interest, you have to keep in mind the banks actually lowered their mortgage rates to well below prime. It's now like prime minus 1.3, I believe, on some banks. So those are super minor things, but here are some other things that you should also keep in mind that are coming in the next few months. Number 3, a new provincial government is in play right now. Ford hasn't indicated what he plans to do with the lack of supply on the real estate side, but what I do know and what I can read is Ford is pro-real estate, so we'll see where that goes. And the fourth thing is we do have a new Toronto municipal government election on October 22nd in 2018. Tory has always been pro-real estate and trying to remove traffic and small business if he runs again, but again, let's see where that lands as well. Well, hope that gives you guys a good overall snapshot of how the market is doing right now. Everything is stable, so nothing to freak about. Thank you guys for watching. If you learned something in this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you like the content on the channel, you can subscribe to Prime Property TV. It's right here. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section below, or feel free to contact me. My contact should be right here. Until next time, guys, happy real estating. $1,000 range, which is what a